there's other ways that you can do it too, where if you go to a track coach or you go to a private lesson, like do one and get the teaching points, or do say ahead of time, hey, I want to pay for two of these, give me the teaching points I need to work on so I can go and do it on my own or whatever, so try to figure out ways that you can do it to make it more manageable. But from the business side of it, kind of full circle back to what we were saying before, it's like everybody is running something, and in order to be competitive from a business perspective, you have to, one, offer a service that other people don't offer, which is why I super focus on the off ice nutrition stuff, because I can't even name one person in our area where I'm for sure confident that they run a good off ice program, right? And maybe it's the same towards me from them. Maybe they don't know that my off ice program is good or bad or whatever. But I don't know any. I don't know one. I can't say one name where I'm very confident that that's a good off ice program, because I don't see it. Like, I don't see the results from players, but I see the results from my players, and it's like they don't get hurt, which is huge, and they feel like they're in shape when they're on the ice. So those are two good metrics for me. But that's where I did it. I specialized in something. I specialized in something. So you have your little niche market, and then you can branch it out in ways that make sense from there. So if you're somebody that wants to run it, not just a hockey school, but run some kind of business in training or for hockey, then have something that you can focus on, because now everybody is everything. And I think for me, like, moving forward with this stuff from an on ice perspective, what I see is getting on ice skills that are actual in-game focus, like in-game, where you're not just saying that on the label that you're selling the program on, because every program that people sell say that, like, game applicable skills and all this stuff, but it's like the teaching points of it. So we did, like, one example, just again off the top of my head from yesterday, I was on the ice and we did a puck protection drill, and then a 2-on-1 kind of tripod drill where it's like they had to make plays like through like a soft area kind of play in both those drills. And like, even if you went to another practice where they did the same drills, if the teaching isn't there,
just a drill.
It's just a drill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're a coach and you want to do a good job, actually focusing your teaching on where those things make sense is in an actual game. That is what the focus should be. It's like, so I had a whole spiel with the group I had yesterday saying, like, if you guys want to go to higher level, everybody skates, everybody shoots, everybody stick handles. Done. Like, if you don't have that, you have no chance, but everybody has that. So the differentiators are the details. It's the little things, that being able to read plays and do things in the real game. Like, that is where you get noticed. So I think if you're going to specify on the ice, I don't know if you'd agree with this or you would say it's something else, but as a on ice coach, that seems to me to be where the training should go.
Well, 100%. I agree with you 100%. Like, okay, just think of entries. Okay, so you're coming up the ice, entering into the zone. Like, there's a way, there's ways that it appear on the ice, and there's ways to execute entering the zone. And you're right. It's that the slip pass to the outside, right? Kicking it out. There's different things like that, and like putting kids in those situations. It's not exactly like a game, but something like that to teach them the principles of it is better than the kid that works his ass off. You've been doing this all summer where you work your ass off and you end up in the corner trying to make a play. That doesn't work in a game. So it's like understanding little nuances of the game is very important, right? Like yesterday, I was doing one with my junior kids, and it was just like a lot of stuff on the wall, and then I'd have defenders like very passively doing some defensive work. So everyone thought it was an offensive drill, and it is how to separate yourself from stuff. But I was teaching them also like the defensive side of it. So even though we're not really pushing them out and stuff, understand where you're standing on the ice. If you give this lane, they get the middle of the ice. So it's like show them how to flush out and stuff. So like you're learning something about the game. How to, like, even though it's a drill, you're learning something about the game. It's actually very important. Having said that, a lot of people can't even, like, a lot of players come out of that and go, oh, okay, I didn't.
True.
They just go,
yeah, that's
okay,
true too.
we did a drill. And parents can look at a drill and say, well, that was like kind of, they weren't moving, they weren't working real hard, or, oh, that was awesome. Like, and it's like, yeah, but you're missing the actually key pieces here.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think about that all the time because a lot of the drills that I choose to do are so simple because that's actually what's going to help right now. Like I did one yesterday where they were doing like puck protection along the wall. So that was almost like a figure eight up and down offensive zone. So I started with just doing it. Then I started where they had to like call out the number I'm showing. As soon as I added that piece, I got players toe picking, losing the puck, like
Once the brain has
right.
to connect,
Yeah.
you got to do something other than the task. That's a whole different ballgame.
So like my 4-stage progression on it was that, then calling out the numbers, then doing it with touch passes with me, and then doing it with touch passes with someone mirroring them as like a defender, just passive. And so I had opportunities to say like, okay, everybody can do this one. Good. As soon as I added the game thing where it's like, now you got a shoulder check, look, right? Pay attention to who's around you. Now we have turnovers. Now we have you falling over. Now you're losing the puck. Now, do you see what I'm saying? Like, do you see the game application on where the improvement needs to happen? And they can see that. So, and even if they are lights on, nobody home, like you're talking about, because you always get the group of some of them where they're just like not paying attention or they can't grasp it. At least you're doing what your job is as the coach, is teaching them things that relate to the game. Because at the end of the day, that is what it's supposed to be. And that's where I see the hole with teaching on the ice. There's not a lot of guys that can effectively communicate those messages.
Yeah, and some guys are really good. Yeah. Like we got one guy that started with us, Kyle. He's really good. Yeah. He's really good. He loves being a coach, loves teaching the game, loves it, and it's really energetic about it. And it's good. It's awesome. He does a different style than a lot of people.
Yeah, and he's got a hilarious on ice voice.
Yeah.
High pitch yell
But
is hilarious.
it's good though, right?
Yeah, it's
like
great.
it's awesome.
Yeah,
like it's refreshing. So as the older, we're talking about the older guys. It's like you don't have to overdo it. You're allowed to go away for a little bit. Like it's hard when you're in the middle of it, but if you miss a skate or two in the summer, it's not going to be the end of the world. When you go to the younger guys, it's that's the part that I have the hardest time with, because it's almost like, I get it. Parents are excited for their kids to play hockey, and parents want to get ahead of the game. They think obviously if you practice more, you're going to be a better player, and there's a part of that that's true for a period of time. If you call them early adapters, right? You get on the ice, and if you're on the ice more than most kids, you probably are going to be pretty good. But it doesn't translate into being a great hockey player later. So I think the biggest confusing part of that, and this is where people make the most money, you could fool the most people, is like from the business side is really attaching yourself to that young group. The younger the better, because you can keep them for a few years, and the volume, and the parents are really excited and eager to do almost anything, and it's enough is never enough, and but it is, but they don't, like, innocently don't know that, or they're just eager parents, and they're the ones that the people that are in hockey schools training and all that kind of stuff, they're easy to bullshit too. I'm not saying that's what we do. I'm just saying, like, that's the easiest group to convince. You got to get on the ice. You got to get better, and you can fool them with hard skating,